Earlier this season, I made a video about this play from O'Neal Cruz when he let a routine ground ball get past him in center field, then basically refused to go after it, in a moment that was downright shocking. But one thing you have to give him, at least to some degree, is that it was early on in the contest, not in a relatively big moment, for whatever that's worth. The only reason I even bring this up is because we just saw a moment yesterday that was similar, when a player who had spent just 24 career innings in center field messed up a routine play, and then just jogged after it so casually that it basically gifted the hitter a free base late in a close game. Luis Rengifo had begun that nice contest for the Angels on the bench, but would pinch hit for rookie Brian Teodosio in the 7th inning, managing to draw a walk in the process. After being stranded at first, he would then trot out to center field to start the top of the 8th, a move from manager Ray Montgomery that was certainly interesting, considering the fact he'd only spent parts of 5 games out there before. And wouldn't you know it, on the very first batter of that frame, he would be tested, with Cincinnati's Ke'Bryan Hayes lining this ball to center field, basically directly at him. But a bad break in and then back meant that ball was going over his head. But that's not what I want to talk about, instead being his reaction to messing this play up, as he basically jogged after it at less than 50% of his speed capacity, allowing Hayes, who has just a 47th percentile sprint speed of 27.2 feet per second, to get all the way to third. Seriously, just look at that. If he jogged around the bases like that on a home run, it would be one of the longest trots of the year. And like I alluded to before, to make matters worse, this was in a 3-1 ball game, meaning the Angels certainly had a chance to come back in this one. But after the very next batter flew a ball to, perhaps appropriately, Luis in center, Cincinnati's cushion had grown to 3, and they would indeed end up taking this one by that final score of 4-1, dropping them to now 5 games under 500. To me, what makes this even worse, as somebody who was actually watching this live, was the effort that his own pitcher, Carson Fulmer, showed right after the sac fly, literally diving off the mound to corral this ground ball before firing it perfectly to first. If he was willing to lay that much on the line for his team, I don't know why Rengifo couldn't have given at least 50% effort. Also, something I wanted to point out before this video ended was Ke'Bryan's own reactions to the play immediately following. It almost looked like he was chuckling/smiling at what he had just saw, which I honestly can't say I blame him. It was a goofy looking play. But it just goes to show how embarrassing that moment truly was, when you have a fellow player reacting like this. Alright everybody, if you made it this far, I appreciate you watching, and if you did, consider checking out any of these other videos on your screen right now for other content just like this. Also, if you ever see anything you'd like to see me detail in the video, feel free to reach out to my email, basebpoet@gmail.com, and if I end up using your idea, I'll give you a shout out. Thanks for watching, have a great rest of your day.